Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. I'm your host, Cooley. Tonight, we got some reactions for y'all. Gonna get into a lot of content. As you see, new studio. We got the new background, new everything, man. A lot of new stuff coming for y'all. Let's get into it today. Actually, Gabby, you done. And you want to leave too? This is how our relationship goes. God over man, man over woman, woman over children. All right, chat, we are back. Today is Sunday, May 4th. Another amazing episode here at No Fugazee, man. Y'all see the new studio, man, and it's much bigger than the old studio. Get used to the background. Y'all see the lights back there? It's shining, man, making a brother look good. New camera lens and all of that, man. So I'm doing it for y'all. Tonight, we got a few things that we're going to react to. We got an NFL player, former NFL player. He's being sued for smashing someone's chick. And then we also got Michelle Obama. She's obsessed with trans and all of this type of weird stuff. So we're going to react to a few things today. We also got some other reactions too that, some supporters sent us that we're going to get into. We're actually going to get into that first. But without further ado, let's get into normal scheduled programming. We got a few links in the YouTube description. First link is going to be for the membership. If you like the podcast and you want to support the podcast and continue to watch it grow, go ahead and sign up for the membership. We got 3 tiers. First tier is Gang. Second tier is Hitman. Third tier is Mob Ties. And shout outs to Juan Martinez for gifting 20 No Fugazi memberships. Shout out to him, man. He gifted 20 of them. So everyone that has been gifted a membership, we got Scam Chan, we got Flounder, Grey Wind, Tone D, Katrina. I don't want to name everyone, but it's a lot of people in here that just got a membership. What I want you to do is, it's only a membership for a month, but then you have to renew it yourself. So go to your Gmail account and whichever your YouTube is attached to, however you have a YouTube account, go to that account and make sure you renew your membership at the end of the month, when it hits that 30 days. But other than that, the next link is going to be for one-on-one coaching. I coach men and women on dating and relationships. I do media and marketing coaching as well. And also, couples coaching too, here and there, right? The next link is going to be for the Clips channel. Now, the Clips channel is going to be changing into something a little bit more fresh and a little bit something new. Since we're only doing a girl show, maybe like once a month, maybe once every 2 months, and we're going to be sticking with doing, debates and also reacting to content. Then we got the new podcast with Marquette and myself called The Commission. The first episode of that will be releasing soon. We'll be going live. But I got a lot of stuff for the mix. But the Clips channel is going to be used most likely for, I may dedicate debates to it. I got to figure that out. I don't know yet. But most likely, a lot of stuff is going to be posted on the Clips channel, and it's not going to be just the full panel dating and relationship discussions. It's going to be some of that too as well, but not all of it. So subscribe to the Clips channel. The next link in the YouTube description is going to be for, I believe it's for all of the other social media platforms. So I have my X account, which is trash. I only got like 1,300 followers on there. So go ahead and follow me on X, man. On X, I don't be on there. I don't be on there that much, man. I'm on Instagram more and Facebook, but I gotta dedicate more attention to X than I guess. Because on every other social platform, I'm in over 100,000. So Facebook, 1 million, Instagram, 500K with both of the accounts, over 500K with both of the accounts. And then TikTok, over 200K. X, 1,300. Big trash. So I should really dedicate more attention to the X account. And y'all see the suit too, man. Listen, I'm going to be honest, keeping no fugazi with y'all. I got sweatpants under this, man. I got sweatpants. If you look below this desk, it's some sweatpants under here. I just put this on just so y'all can know I'm about my business. New studio, doing new podcasts, doing new things. So might as well put on a suit for y'all so y'all know I'm about the business for today. We are also live on Instagram right now too, and Facebook. So go ahead and like the podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Everyone that's tuning in and watching. Tonight, once again, is just going to be some reactions. If anyone wants to send me any clips that they want me to react to, like tonight, like live, you can go ahead and DM me on Instagram at No Fugazi Podcast, or you can go ahead and shoot me an email. All my links is in, or hit me up on X. All my links is right in the description on YouTube. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first clip that we're going to react to tonight. Let's see what we got. I'm going to throw on my headphones. Hey, man, I don't look like if I'm about to go sell some car insurance or I really am worth $100 million. I don't know which one I look like. I think it's the I look like I'm worth $100 million type suit, but who knows? Maybe I look like one of them dudes that's trying to sell some insurance. All right, let's get into the first clip. Let's go.
All right, fine. You can have my number. No? Oh.
I'm 12.
Whoa!
No, she's capping.
No, what?
You got school.
No.
Say on God you're 12.
No! Are you actually?
Are you talking to my 14-year-old?
I'm so sorry, I didn't know.
She's cute, but no.
You got a man? A man?
She's 41.
That's better.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Damn, you fine too. Hold on.
What's going on?
Hey, yo. Them little dudes is villains out here, man. Them little dudes is hungry. So the first chick they tried to talk to, she said she was 14, but she was going into like college or something. Like, I don't, it seemed like she was going into something. And they pointed out like, no, she can't be 14. She capping. But one, they tried to holler at her. We don't, over here, don't be hollering at underage girls. But they tried to holler at her. She said she was too young. So they was like, ah, dang, she too young. Then they try to holler at the mom. Hey, how old are you? The mom, like, the daughter was like 41. They was like, oh, nah, that's fine. Then some random chicks drive over in a golf cart, and they try to holler at them too. Them some young little demons out here. But you know what? Besides that chick that claimed that she was underage, as a young man, you got to be out there shooting more shots than Kobe. How else you gonna? What other way do you think that you're gonna get good at courting women if you ain't shooting your shot? Especially in today's age, where most men, I believe, most of the interactions between men and women are done through social media. So a lot of men don't even, approach girls and court them the normal way. But them young villains out there, they shooting they shot with everything. Hey, man, I ain't hating on it besides that young John. Okay, let's get into the next clip. That was funny. I mean, it's not really much to react to with that. I guess someone sent me that just to get my take on it, but it's a funny one. Young villains out there. All right, here's the next clip.
You're the only girl? She's the only girl in the picture?
Yeah.
He's the only guy in the picture?
Yes.
I bet they trust each other. We're going to put that to the test today. We're going to switch phones for 60 seconds to see you guys actually trust each other.
Question, huh?
We try to go for
We're
it?
walking away. I have no problem. I'll switch phones.
Damn.
Well, yeah, we can switch phones, but...
Bruh. Shorty says she walking away once he said, "Oh, let's switch phones." You seen her boyfriend? He was like, "Oh yeah, that's no problem." But when it came to her, she was trying to abort mission. Abort. She was trying to get out of there as fast as she can. She most likely has something to hide. Let's continue on.
I don't know.
It's not going to be that exciting, I promise.
Yeah, it's really
So
not.
her phone first. Her phone.
Oh wait, she deleting a lot of stuff. She walked away to get the phone out, so go in there to start deleting stuff. And as you see, her fingers is still moving. She's like, well, I don't know. Delete.
First. That was a little red flag. How she just walked off a little bit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, bring it in. Yo, you gotta go to the messages and stuff like that,
I'm going to
bro.
go to her DMs.
DMs on Instagram.
He has dreamed about this his whole life.
Make sure everything is looking good, bro. You're the only guy in the picture.
Bunch of girls. Who's that?
You look amazing.
Oh, Brad, she done took the phone. He said, "You look amazing." So he read a message from what she sent to the guy, and she was telling another man, "You look amazing." She done took that phone and ran.
You look amazing.
Who's that?
Yo.
I'm not doing this.
Oh, yeah, it's over. Yeah, that relationship is done. Listen, man, at the end of the day, when it comes to when you're, talking to a woman and you're not even talking, it seems like they're in a actual relationship and she's not, forthcoming with her phone or, with what she's doing and stuff like that. You don't have to ask as a man. Like, as you see, he probably never even asked her. And you can tell that he never asked because this was all really new to both of them. And totally fine. You don't have to ask to see your woman's phone. But in this situation, you know that he had nothing to hide. Because he's like, oh, yeah, sure. My phone, go ahead. But for her, it was the total opposite. She was not with it from the door. And she had lots to hide, and he found out. Now, the sad thing is, which is not sad, is just what's going to happen. He's going to still stay with that woman because he probably doesn't have any options. And the reason why she's talking to other men, because one, she doesn't see him as her only option. And she doesn't see him as her only option is because he don't have any options. She knows that that's the best that he can do. She knows that she is the best that he can do. So with that being said, he has zero leverage in a relationship. And when a woman holds all of this leverage in a relationship, she'll abuse it. Because at the end of the day, the man is only with the woman for a few things: her sexuality, submissiveness, and, compliance. And she's giving all of those things away to a third party, as you just witnessed. The woman, from the core level, she's with the man for protection and providing. So let's just say both parties was texting the opposite sex, right? And flirting with the opposite sex. Essentially, he's not giving up the main thing, the baseline thing that she expects from him. But she is giving up the baseline thing that he expects from her, which is her sexuality, which is her submissiveness only to him. She's submitting to another man by texting another man, by, opening up that door to another man, complimenting another man. Come on now. So in compliance, she's not being compliant to him. So it's like, all right, like in that situation as a man, and that's what you call a simp. A simp is when you're with a woman and you're, doing things for her, but she's not reciprocating on her end. So you're adhering to your duties as a man in a relationship, but she's not adhering to her womanly duties in a relationship. And what happens is when that man stays with that woman and that woman extracts everything from that man but doesn't give anything in return, that's a simp. That's a simp. And that dude is a simp. Straight up. Okay, let's get into the next clip. Here we go. All right, chat. Audio is good. Just making sure. Okay, W stream. Boom, boom. Okay. All right, and for all the newcomers in here, I mean, you see the suit, you see the new studio. Like, I'm all about my business today, so I had to put on, excuse the audio issues in the beginning of the show. But other than that, man, yeah, man, it's I'm doing new things for y'all. So it's only going to get bigger and better from here with No Fugazee Podcast. Got some new logos and everything. We're going to be switching up a lot of stuff for y'all. And y'all going to be liking it. Okay, let's get into the next clip here. Where are we? Okay, right here. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, let's stop sharing. And let's try this again. All right, here's the next clip.
I don't care about a woman's past. A woman can say she had 25, 35 sexual partners. I don't care about all that. They don't intimidate me because I always say the version of her that I'm going to get. Yeah, so, I mean, right off the bat, so this clip already, he says, I don't care about a woman's past. That doesn't intimidate me. He's insinuating that he'll accept a woman. It doesn't matter what her past is. Then he's going on to the version that I'ma get. So let's see what else he's saying. Already, he's seeming like a simp, but we're going to continue on. No man has ever had. Because I know how to cultivate that woman. Oh, boy, you preaching. Okay, he says the version that I'm going to get from that woman, no other man had, because I know how to cultivate that woman. Now, once again, his presupposition is that the woman's past does not matter, no matter what the past is. Let's continue on. I know how to provide something in your life that no man has ever been able to provide. True. I know how to extract and cultivate something out of you that no man has been able to cultivate out of you. The reason why I don't. So he says, I know how to extract and cultivate something out of you that no man has ever had. And it's funny how the first clip is aligned with the second clip. Like, trust me, if his chick is stopped by that random dude and he says, hey, pull out your phone, I guarantee you that his chick will be just like that other man's chick, pew, trying to run away. Abort mission. So what's happening here is you're experiencing a man saying that what I will provide. He's talking about the things that he would do, the things that, that he's going to be putting into the woman. But what is the woman going to put into you? The woman's past, and the crazy thing is, like, he doesn't care about the woman's past. The problem in human nature is the majority of past experiences is a big influence on our current behaviors. So he can say that he doesn't care about a woman's past. Well, that's her past and the traumas and the things that she experienced. Well, that's a huge influence on how she's going to behave with you. It's a predictor on what type of woman that you're going to get. Then he goes on to say some other things that, he can cultivate a woman. Well, no, buddy, you're going to have to do more than just cultivate, a woman to your liking. You're going to have to deprogram her and reprogram her because she's been indoctrinated with a lot of feminist propaganda. Not only that, she also, depending on her past, because he said no past matters. What about if she slept with many men? What about if she's been raped and traumatized to the
ultimate extent of things. Then you're dealing with a broken woman and you want to sit around and put the pieces of the puzzle back together. I mean, just go, if you got options, just go ahead out there and get a chick that experienced less trauma. Now I see the thinking of the mind when men say this. It's because it's like, if you're masculine and you're a great leader, you know, if you're masculine and you're a great leader, then your thinking is, well, I can get women to get on my program. I can influence, the woman to follow my lead. Now, yeah, true, to an extent, depending on if the man is a good leader, he's masculine and he has the ability and understands women nature and stuff like that. If the girl experienced some stuff in her past, it's not saying that no woman can get on your program, but it's a very low probability based on how much past trauma the woman experienced for her to get on your program, for you to actually mold that woman on your program. So, I mean, on like podcasts like this and you get men that speak like this, it's like, okay, the question I would ask him is, all right, so you're going to do all of this for the woman that has a crazy past, because you said past doesn't matter. So she slept with 100 men. Okay, cool. And it's not saying that you're insecure based off her past. No, that's not the thing. It's, well, based off her past and all those past traumas, the likelihood of her being able to follow your lead and get on your program is extremely low. That's my argument. So it's like, in reality, are you really going to be cultivating that woman? Depending on how traumatic her past is, most likely not. You're going to be taking an L in that situation. And if you truly think about it, the woman that experienced less and has less baggage, the probability increases for her to get on your program, because that's less things that you have to deprogram out of the woman. I repeat, if the woman had a past of purity and less drama and baggage and trauma, the probability increases for her to be more submissive and feminine to get on your program. So he just wants to deal with a masculine chick and try to fight with her and, get her on a program. But there's some chicks out there, it don't matter how masculine you are, how much money you got. Some chicks are just unruly and they're not molded to anyone because they're molded to the streets. They got the mark on them. They've been marked. Some chicks are so broken that they've been marked and scarred and it can't come off them. And they belong to the streets. It doesn't matter what you do, how much good mouthpiece you got, how much money you have, how masculine you are. You're not getting a lot of these chicks in modernity to submit with you that experienced a whole lot of trauma and stuff like that. That's just not happening. But all right, let's move it right along. Let's get to the next clip. All right, so now let's should we get into the topic of the clips of today, which is going to be the Michelle Obama. Seems like she's obsessed with some trans people. And then also the former NFL player being sued because he done smashed somebody's wife. Let's get into one more supporter clip that they sent in, and then we'll get into that. So let's get into one more. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, here's the next clip. And actually, before we get into this clip here, we got people on Facebook that's tuning in. Everybody on Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and close down a Facebook stream. So come on over to YouTube. That's No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube. Come on over to YouTube now, and I'm going to go ahead and react to this clip, and then we're going to get into the other stuff for other clips for today. All right, 1 second. Actually, let me close it down for my phone. Get the likes up. Don't be a ninja watcher. Get the likes up immediately. Do that for your boy. Let's get them likes up. A like is free too, man. A lot of y'all be ninja watchers, not supporting the podcast. Cooley got on a suit today, man. I got some sweatpants under this couch though. Got to keep it no Fugazi under this table. Got to keep it no Fugazi with y'all. But the suit is looking right. The new studio, the backgrounds, the light glistening, the new camera lens. Shout out to y'all, Juan Martinez, gifting 20 No Fugazi memberships. Come on, man. You see the on air sign? Come on. Like the podcast. All right, closing down Facebook stream. Facebook, come on over to YouTube now. Okay, Facebook stream is closed. Let's go ahead and get into this clip here. Looks like Ace, Metaphor, and Cam Newton discuss men's attraction to women. A lot of heterosexual men don't like women for real. Okay. Let's see what this guy has to say. Okay, y'all couldn't even see that. It looks like it was not sharing. Okay, let me bring that up. Here we go. All right, let's get into this clip.
A lot of heterosexual men don't like women for real. They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs.
Okay, so already he's saying a lot of men, heterosexual men, don't like women for real. Now, what I've taught you guys on this podcast is one, double speak. Double speak is when, someone, used car salesman speaks like this, where they say things in a way to distort the truth. So he's saying a lot of heterosexual males don't like women. Well, already, that is untrue. Because if you are heterosexual, you do like women. So one, he's already creating a lie but he's saying it in a way so you can fall into the next thing that he's going to say. So since we're reacting to this clip, and I know this individual, you have to systematically debunk things because this individual will cause confusion, will lead you astray. Trust me. All right, let's continue on.
So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep for, because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet.
Okay, now he's saying that men that are womanizing and sleeping around with women, the reason why you're doing that is because you haven't gained awareness and appreciation for the wholeness of a woman. I know this individual. My first question that I would ask him is, well, Ace, what is a woman? He would fail at answering that question. I'm sure he would say, well, a woman is, some people identify as this, some people identify as that. Homie is fully indoctrinated into the propaganda of the radical left and the feminist view of thinking. So that's my first question that I would ask if I was Cam Newton. Well, stop real quick. Well, what is a woman to you? What do you mean by this wholeness of what a woman embodies? Furthermore, we are attracted to women, but we don't want to conform to the woman's thinking and behaviors. I repeat, men, heterosexual men and real men, we are attracted to everything about a woman, but we do not conform to the woman's way of thinking and behaviors. So what he is saying, he's saying that, well, you're only viewing the woman from the carnal nature and looking at her sexually. Well, guess what? That's a biological propensity in every man. In every heterosexual man to be attracted to a woman sexually. So you're saying that we should not look at a woman that way and look at other parts? So he's double speaking because he's never speaking specifically about the things that Well, what should a man, he's only saying what you shouldn't look at, which is dumb and nonsensical, because if you're not looking at the sexualness in a woman, then are you actually heterosexual? Right? I don't think you are heterosexual. So he's saying what not to look at, but never saying, so far, not saying anything of what to look at. Let's continue on.
And what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life. A lot of times we'll talk about strength and we'll say men are stronger than women. But that's because we value physical strength. We're not talking about emotional strength, spiritual strength. Yeah. We're not talking about the type of strength that can run a household. And we're not putting that.
Okay, now he's going on and saying strength. So once again, he's double speaking again. And actually, it's a form of manipulation. And he's also speaking about the effects of things instead of getting to the root cause of things. Because he's saying that, well, the strength of a woman is emotional strength. That is a lie. Women are more emotional. Women are neurotic, meaning they don't have the ability to regulate their emotions to the same degree, generally speaking, as a man. So, which is why they fall into the state of rumination when they experience depression or certain adversities that they can't overcome. They're dwelling on past thoughts, which creates depression and anxiety and things like that. So everything he just said is false, totally false. The crazy thing is, there's a lot of black women specifically that follow this man and is misguided. Fully misguided. But we're going to continue on and see what other nonsense that he says.
That same type of way. And what I would encourage, and this was the shift that I had to do, is I had to start liking the wholeness of a woman outside of sex. And then when you do that now.
Okay, so once again, he's never saying the wholeness of the woman. The only thing that he explained thus far was strength. And he said strength is the woman's emotional strength, but he didn't peel the layer back. Well, how are they emotionally strong if they're always feeling emotions? That doesn't make you strong. The person that acts despite how they feel would be the emotional strong person, meaning that the human experience, we all feel emotions. Women just happen to feel a little bit more because they are higher in estrogen, right? With that being said, the emotional the person that displays emotional strength is the person that acts despite how they feel. And we know that, women are sensitive and they act on how they feel, generally speaking. Now, are there some base chicks out there? For sure, there's some base chicks out there. Let's continue on, see what else he says.
Now you appreciate the things a complete woman can bring to your life. When we talk about the Bible talks about finding a capable wife. Right? That capable wife, that person that if you was to stumble, can pick up the ball and start running. And there's a lot of men that have just a wife because they was only concerned about what she can do in the bed. Yeah. And so what I'm just encouraging men to do is just like, and it's for our own benefit, because a lot of us, especially men with some type of means, we end up finding a dependent, not a partner. Yeah, she can fuck us good. But if you was able to stumble, bro, what the fuck is going to happen with your family? And so I just encourage men to be, I'm not going to say more because that's unrealistic to a lot of men, but as attracted to what she brings as a feminine energy to your life outside of just what you're doing in between. Check this out. A lot of heteros.
And once again, it's just forms of double speak. He's never being specific about anything. So, I would ask him questions. What is the wholeness of a woman? You're speaking about something, but you need to explain. You're only saying what not to look at a woman, which is what men shouldn't look at a woman is sex. Okay. Well, if we're not looking at women sexually, then are we really heterosexual? Then like your first claim, he said that a lot of heterosexual men don't like real women. Then this term real, does he even know what a real woman is, right? So let's get into a few things that he said there at the end. He says like other ways men can appreciate women. And there's many ways that real men and heterosexual men and masculine men appreciate the womanly essence. Like women are emotional. So a man that understands a woman, he's the rock for her emotions to cry on, meaning that we appreciate the opposite of us. So if I'm masculine, stable, firm, this woman cry, she's sensitive. You know, we appreciate that. I don't want no hard chick. Like if I'm watching a movie and some crazy stuff is happening, this dramatic ending, my chick is crying, bro. She's sensitive. That's okay, right? So a masculine man, we do appreciate all the feminine things about the woman because we truly understand the feminine essence of the woman because we are operating in our masculine essence. So I think that, you know, he's just speaking nonsense. He didn't, you know, expound on any points that he made. So whoever sent me this clip is not really much to go into because he really didn't. I know the individual to an extent, so I understand how his mind works. He's definitely a male feminist and definitely believes in egalitarianism. Literally said it live on a podcast that I was on with him. I don't think he put that episode out. I don't think he did or ever will because he got obliterated in the discussion and many others too. But anyways, yeah, man, it's like, you on Cam Newton's podcast, expound on those points. Hopefully Cam Newton even asked, like, bro, what do you mean by the wholeness of a woman? What should a man, you know, a real man, a heterosexual man look for in a woman? So, all right, let's get to the next clip, see what else we got. Okay, all right, let's, you know what? Let's get to this. Actually, let's get to the clips of today. So let's get to the Steve Smith clip. All right, chat. Here's the next clip for y'all. We got former NFL star Steve Smith Sr. is being sued for $100K by a man who alleges Smith had an affair with his wife, ultimately destroying their marriage. God dang. Okay, so anyone that isn't aware of this former NFL football player, he was a wide receiver on the Panthers and the Ravens. So, okay, let's go ahead and see what we got here.
Yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been fucking my wife, bro. What you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
Okay, so right off the bat, this is the supposed husband of the wife that Steve slept with. So let's see what's going on here. And the fact that he's recording it, it's like people do weird stuff, bro. Why are you recording it? How did it get leaked on social media? Like, why are you recording you out here looking foolish? Like, why are you recording your L's? Homie is literally recording his L's. Someone smashed your wife and you recording the conversation like, bro, you're really effed up here, man. You effed my wife, man. Like, what's going on? You're recording your most vulnerable moment as a man. Like, god dang, bro. Hold on to your nuts at least. Hold on to your dignity. Don't record this and let it out. Oh, man. All right, let's continue on.
You fucking knew she was married. You're not a fucking idiot, man. You're fucking Steve Smith Sr. What kind of dumb shit was that? Why are you quiet, man? Be a fucking man.
Bruh, just keep cursing. God dang. I'm going to be honest. I hate profanity, chat. It's like out of all the words in the English language, you can't use a real word. And I'm going to be honest. I'm not even the best wordsmith out there. I mispronounce words all the time, but I am not finna say any cuss words. Come on, it's mad silence, bro. Steve, say something, Steve. Come on, Steve. Okay, let's get to the next one.
You ain't a fucking man, bro. All that shit you do on fucking TV, all that shit talking you do to other.
All right, he keep cussing, man. Let's see what else is going on here. All right, so my wife works for the March Ravens. She met Steve Smith at work. Steve Smith has been effing my wife. I got receipts. Homie, yo, what is these men are literally acting like females. The roles has been reversed, chat. The roles has been reversed. Homie is literally acting like a chick that got cheated on. This is what females do. Get cheated on, you catch something, and then you go ahead out, try to expose your husband for cheating on you or your man for cheating on you. He's doing the same behaviors. And think about it. When you take on the woman's way of thinking, you take on the woman's way of acting, because influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior. So somewhere in his life, probably void of a masculine father and taking on his mother's way of thinking and behaviors, is that, just me psychoanalyzing this, is that currently how he's acting is feminine. It's how chicks act, right? Which would make me assume that, well, if he's the one that got cheated on as a male, well, his chick really wasn't into him. And if he has these screenshots and stuff like that, he was doing all of this digging. Like he was playing the role of the chick and she was playing the role of the man, meaning wanting quantity. He was playing the role of the chick, only wanting her. So the whole dynamic is all messed up. And when the roles are reversed like that, women will fully abuse the leadership role. They'll go ahead out there and cheat on you, and have no remorse and be like, well, Billy, and for his, not Steve-O, Billy, well, you weren't really, there for me. Women to make up some weird story. Like, you wasn't emotionally there. No, he was there. He was just not a man. He was another chick, and you ain't like him. So you got a more masculine man. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit more. So it says, okay, all right. So he's facing a $100K plus lawsuit after man accused him of having an affair with his wife, who was in the Ravens marching band. Oh, she was in the Ravens marching. Oh man, homie out here clapping everything. Homie's a villain. Steve is a villain. Listen, man, he done clapped something in a marching band. He said, forget the cheerleaders. Matter of fact, he already probably ran through the whole cheerleading squad, and he was like, you know what? I want to get something from the band. I want to get the chick from the band that's playing the drums. So I could then beat her drum. God dang. Steve out here really being the villain. And you know what? He is morally unethical, but I'll give my opinions about it a little later, but let's get back into the information. The legal battle involves claims under the rare alienation of affection law. I don't know. With screenshots and video of a confrontation shared online. The woman's husband posted messages on X accusing Smith of an affair. The man reportedly called Smith and confronted him over the alleged affair. Smith reportedly responded by repeatedly saying, "I'm sorry," during the call. Now, once again, we don't know how true this is because people do a lot of things for clout. So you always got to be very mindful when reacting to content and doing enough research. You can do a whole lot of research, but then you'll see that, oh, this person just was lying for clout. They made up this imaginary story just to get some attention. Trust me, females do it all the time. We see them on TikTok just making up a whole lot of lies. See them on Instagram making up a whole lot of lies. And once again, I said chicks do this. Once again, this man, her husband, he adopted the mind of a chick. This is why he's doing it. There's forms of chicks. You could have a chick in a male's body, but the mental and the motives of a chick. Okay, so like if you're thinking about this too, so that's pretty much it. What else does it say here? Smith can be sued under North Carolina's alienation of affection thing. So you can really sue someone in North Carolina if you can really get sued by someone if you smash somebody's wife. Think about this, right? The law puts no accountability on the woman. Maybe sue your wife. Maybe put the blame on a woman because you're not in a relationship with the alleged man that smashed your wife. Not only that, it was consent where the woman wanted it. She's the one that stepped out of the relationship and sought out another man. So to the woman's husband that's calling Steve, why are you calling this other man when you should be at home dealing with your woman? Don't be calling no other men because your woman stepped out on you. If we're speaking about the nature of the man, the carnal nature of the man, he adhered to every carnal nature, right? We're not saying that it's morally good for sleeping with a man's wife. No, that's adultery and stuff like that. Yeah, that's not good. But at the end of the day, if your wife steps out, homie, she just ain't for you. She for the streets. So that's what you can expect. So instead of blaming the man, put the blame on your wife. But you're such a simp that even when your wife steps out on you and allows another man to dominate her, you don't even look at it at it's her fault. You look at it like, oh, baby, I love you. Let me call Steve. Steve, why did you sleep with my wife? Come on, man. You have all this riches and money, man. Former NFL player. Like, come on, man. Like, leave the average guy. She's in band, man. Go after the cheerleaders. Go after the models. Why are you talking to a chick that's in band? I know her husband like, God, Steve, it's all your fault. Meanwhile, no, it ain't Steve's fault. Steve went ahead and executed the mission that most men would execute. It's your wife's fault for getting her cheeks clapped. Oh, man. You know what? Clap on, Steve. Clap on. What the heck? Yeah, I hope, he doesn't have to pay any fine. And what does he say? 100K? Hope he doesn't have to pay no. Like, think about it. If you smash someone's chick and you got to pay 100K, like, what is the world coming to? Like, why am I being fined? Your chick should be fined. Divorce her, move on. Like, what? Why are we putting all of these? Why does the man suffer so many consequences for the woman's actions? What? Yo, it doesn't make sense. I hope this isn't true. I don't know. I'm not, a lawyer or anything like that. So if you have any lawyers in the chat and see if he can actually be convicted and have to pay a 100K fine for smashing another man's wife, please let me know if this is true. In North Carolina, okay. All right. So let's get into the next clip. We got the Michelle Obama clip. And I see y'all here in the chat. Chat, if y'all have any questions, we live right now on a Sunday. It's 10 p.m. So if y'all want to send in a donation, a super chat, I'll go ahead and read your chat out loud. So yeah, send in some stuff, man. All right, let's go ahead and stop sharing this. Let's get into the next clip. Also, if you have any clips that y'all want me to react to, how long we been streaming for? An hour? About to get into one more clip. So yeah, if you have any clips, I may open it up for debates. Nah. You probably it's Sunday, 10 p.m. Let's get into this Michelle Obama clip. See what's going on. I didn't watch this one either. Okay. Oh, I know why. It wasn't working because of that. All right, here we go. Okay, Marlon Wayans says his transgender child's transition taught him what unconditional love is and reveals it led to him losing people who were small-minded. Okay, so I didn't know this was a Marlon Wayans interview, but let's see what we got.
Speaking of parenting, I wanted to talk, Marlon, a bit about, just so proud of how you are being a role model for dealing with a child that's transgender.
Absolutely.
And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a Black man. Would you care to share that journey of?
Well, I learned
One, she said it warms her heart, particularly as a Black man, for you, dealing with a transgender child. Let's continue on. I'll give my perspective on all of this later.
And their transition really taught me what real unconditional love was.
Yep.
When they went through the transition, I actually went through the transition.
Yep.
I went from denial to complete acceptance. And it took me a week to get there. And what I've learned as a parent is for you to stop loving your child because of their choice in their life.
Okay, so he's saying that he went from complete denial to complete acceptance. That when someone is, thinking that they are in the wrong body, I'm a man, but I feel like I'm a woman, like they feel that they're in the wrong body. That's a mental illness. And it used to be, described as a mental illness when someone was experiencing, that they were having feelings that they weren't in the right body, gender-wise. It used to be described as a mental illness. Wasn't it transgender? I forgot the term of it. But yeah, anyways, so he's saying that he built up the mental strength to accept it. And that part is understandable. That part is fine. You can, build up the mental strength to say, you know what? I accept it because I understand that you have a mental illness, and currently right now, there's not much that you can do, but let me go ahead and help you. I have kids, and as a father, one, it would never happen because I'm fully guiding my child, because I understand that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior. So as a parent, you have to be mindful and perspicacious of your surroundings and what information is trying to penetrate your children's mind. And when you're aware of this, you don't let them be on a tablet all the time. When you're aware of this, you don't let them go over certain people's house or even family members' house all the time. When you're aware of this, you try your best to block out negative influences and instill positive, good, uplifting influences, right? Obviously, if a child or any human isn't happy or satisfied in their current state as they are, well, guess what? It's a lot of forms, mental illnesses that people go to. They're not currently happy in their state. I'll give something simple. I'm not currently happy in my state, so I'm going to drink. I'm not currently satisfied and happy in my state, so I'm going to smoke. I'm not currently happy. There's many vices and things that people go to get some happiness. And I'm not saying all of those are extremely bad. Meanwhile, I don't smoke and drink, and I never have. But when it comes to the vices that people go to try to fill a void, well, that's how a lot of things start. But when it comes to transgenderism And, people thinking that they're in the wrong body, or I feel like I'm an actual girl when I'm a boy, or I feel like I'm actual boy when I'm a girl, then that gets a little bit more deep. Like, you're not just unhappy with, like, you're literally unhappy with the junk that you got with your physical body. So you want to make some physical changes. And that's a complete mental illness. So let's continue on and see what else happens.
That's a poor reflection on you. You know what I mean? When there's people that go, I'm not going to associate with you because you do that, or this is against God.
Gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria. Yes, that's the term.
And this, it's like, listen, I am not here to judge. I am not God. Only God can judge. And I say this, and if that's a mistake and we get to heaven and God don't let my child in, I'm going to shave a beard and sneak him in through the back.
See, look at that. So he's so accepting of it, which is that he's been indoctrinated that think that it is morally right. There's a thing to be, I'm accepting of it because I understand that you have this mental issue or you're suffering. I understand you're suffering. So I'm not neglecting that. And I'm not saying that it's not true that you're not suffering. I'm accepting that you are suffering mentally and you have a mental illness. So that's a form of accepting. What he spoke about is the form of accepting where he actually believes that now what his child is going through of thinking that they're in the wrong sex of the body, that it's actually right, morally right. It's not morally wrong, because he just said that, hey, if I get to heaven and God don't accept you, I'll try to sneak you through the back door. You try to sneak something through the back door when God is the ultimate. And now obviously he's joking, but there's truth in that joke where he's like, nah, it gotta be right. Like if I had a child, like he lacks understanding. Actually, he's void of understanding. He has no understanding about it, because God doesn't create anything that needs changing to. I'll repeat. God ain't creating anything that needs changing to. Now, there's people that come out with disabilities and disformities and stuff like that. We understand that, right? There's always exceptions to every rule. But even with that, changes to it, like your gender changing? No. That's something very, very different. God created male and female, man and woman. If you're not happy with who you are, with your XY chromosome or your XX chromosome, then there's nothing wrong in that. My dear Marlon Wayans, I guess he sees that it could be something not so right in that, where it's like, if a man truly believes that he's a woman, then that's right. It must be morally right. Let's continue on.
Well, I'm going to love my baby, and I'm a father, and I'm always going to defend them. I'm always going to protect them. I'm always going to respect them. And there's nothing anybody could ever tell me. I could lose fans good. I lost people that are small-minded.
He lost people that are small-minded. Now, mind you, this clip of this shows Marlon Wayans says his transgender child's transition taught him what unconditional love is, and reveals it led to him losing what unconditional love is. No. The closest thing to unconditional love is not being tolerant of someone's mental inadequacies or someone's mental disabilities. It's being intolerant of it and knowing that I see that you have this going on, but you are better than this. You never fully accept something that is immoral. It's just like you wake up one day. Think about it. Let's just take it to the extreme. He knows, that's why he's been battling with it. He knows that there's only two genders, male and female, that it's, if someone is believing that they're in a different sex, that their physical structure is, then they're suffering mentally. He knows this. Just like if you say, well, if someone believes that they're a dinosaur, they're suffering mentally if they're a grown adult. So with that being said, he knows right from wrong. He knows morals, right? He knows it. but he's been indoctrinated to go against what he truly knows. That's the main reason why he's suffering. The main reason why he's suffering is because he is a coward. A coward, I tell you. He is a coward. He fell and he conformed to the thinking of this, modern day, feminist propaganda that, influenced his mind to believe some nonsense. So think about it. You're battling. You're out there mentally battling. Like, I know what's right and wrong. God instilled this in me to know that this is morally wrong. But guess what? When it comes to my child, it can't be wrong. So instead of trying to peel back the layer to get true understanding, right? And to know that, well, it's a mental illness and they need guidance. They actually need help. Instead of accepting it and saying that, well, it's a normal now, which the left radical wing is trying to promote. Well, it's normal. There are multiple genders. It's normal out there. So he's just been indoctrinated. So now he was fighting the indoctrination, but he conformed to it. He became a coward. He gave up. He threw the gloves down and said, you know what? I accept you for how you are. This must be morally right. And if it's not, I'll even fight God and I'll sneak you through the back door to get you in heaven. That is what you call a coward. How are you going to conform to humans instead of conforming to how God made us? I repeat, how are you going to conform to some humans and some indoctrination, some BS, some propaganda that they spun up to make you believe that a man could be a woman and a woman can be a man? You conform to that instead of holding your ground, being masculine, Teflon, taking the bullets, taking the negative information, the propaganda of how they're trying to penetrate your mind, putting that shield up and saying, listen, baby girl, or son, whichever, gender your child is, I know you're struggling right now with a lot of things. And it's okay. I'm going to be here and I'm going to walk you through everything. And there's some things that I can teach you along the way. To accept who you are and to appreciate who you are, because you are perfect exactly how you are. That's the thing. And I think that, like, old school Mr. Rogers, what was dope about Mr. Rogers was that, I don't know if anyone watched Mr. Rogers like back in the day, but I grew up on Mr. Rogers. And it's funny, like, I always wondered, like, when I was, and he was corny to me, but I watched it when he was, like, when I was young. And he was like very soft spoken and nice and kind. But looking back on it now to what the feminist movement did to infiltrate the population's mind to believe like garbage, bro, he was like really putting up that guard. Like Mr. Rogers, his lines was like, you are a boy and you are perfect. You are a girl. Like he had these like regular little simple little nursery rhyme songs that made kids appreciate who they, like how they was. You know what I'm saying? And not saying like you can't be better and stuff. Like he got down to like the biological essence of boys and girls and like, no, you're great as a girl and you're great as a boy and stuff like that. Mr. Rogers was an OG with it. And like looking back at it, it's like, man, maybe we need a little bit more. Maybe we need some Mr. Rogers back. Maybe we need some Mr. Rogers back because people are falling for this propaganda of this LGBTQ, indoctrination. Okay. Is this all? Let's see what else he said.
Small-hearted and self-loathing. So
Amen.
Goodbye. And I gained, for every one I lose, I gain 150 more.
Yeah.
You know?
So for me as the uncle, it's, I love you, period, right?
Yeah.
But somebody got to write a rule book and how I need to treat you. Because I don't know, like, hey, buddy, can I shake your hand? Can I put you in a headlock? Can I treat you like my...
You see, like they're saying like, this is new and I don't know how to act to, now we have a child around and I'm an uncle to this child. I don't know how to act where this child is now thinking that they're the opposite sex than they are, than they truly are. So someone should write a book on it. Like, what are you? Black people, it's 4 black people up here and they're not smart. Like, what? Like, how, like, as black people, like, if anything, we was raised like very, I would say with this Christian ethics to know right from wrong to a great extent as black people. We know, like, oh, that gay junk, nah, nigga, we ain't with that. Oh, that transgender, nah, nigga, we ain't with none of that. Like, that was just in us. We had these morals about us to be like, yeah, that is weird. That's abnormal. Like, that isn't natural. We had this sense of morality that was instilled to us in the black culture, but we lost our way because now they're looking to accept these abnormal things. And not only just to accept them, but to accept them as normal, which is the scary part. Let's see what else he says.
My other nephews, I don't know, and I don't want you to ever feel that I'm judging you.
That's right, because you just don't know. I used to say it's like going to your grandmother and expecting them to learn a new language overnight. It's like they've been speaking this language.
Yes. You see how, and she even made an example where it's like going to your grandmother and expecting her to like know a new language or learn a new language overnight, because they're trying to create something that is abnormal normal. They're trying to turn things, they're trying to invert everything. What was once up is now down. Which was once right is now left. So they're trying to switch everything and invert everything. And the Bible even talks about to be aware of, things like this. The end times are coming and stuff like that. It's when you see the inversion happening. But yeah, man, this is so crazy. This is so crazy. And I'm trying to think, like, why does this happen? Like, what's the other psychoanalyze? How else can I psychoanalyze this to point out of, like, to get to the root of it, of why it happens? Well, I know it's feminism and the propaganda that pushed forward to push the woman in the male's role and make the man look like the predator and the woman look like the victim. So the oppressor versus oppressed point of view. I know it's definitely feminism. I know it's, the propaganda and modernity where the whole LGBTQ plus movement, sexual liberation movement and stuff like that, to really things that are to push forth information that is abnormal to try to make it normal. And they do this where they highlight an exception and try to make it the rule. And there's a lot of people, because even when I went on these certain blue pill podcasts, and I say blue pill just so y'all can understand what I'm speaking about, when I sat and I spoke with some of these men, they truly only can focus on, and I've debated some of them too, but they truly only can focus on the exception. It's hard for them to look at the norm. They look at the minority of things instead of the majority. And it's fine. You need to be able to do both. But the thing is, with this type of way of thinking, they say, well, it's a minority of people that, are trans, that, come out with this disability. And I don't think they're born this way. They, adopt this disability over time due to influences and stuff like that. And there's a small group of them, but there's an exception. But we should try to make this the rule, meaning that we should try to make it normal, even though it's abnormal. And it must be, if I think about it, it must be, if put in words, like the feminine essence of things. If we just peel back the layer, okay, I'll say this. One of the things that's different about men and women is men, well, speak about women first. Women, they're very noticeable of looking at the disenfranchised. So they're very noticeable because they're sensitive. So they're looking and like all of the things that's not equal because they're sensitive. They're always try to equalize everything and try to make things in a egalitarian way. This is how women tend to, their perspective on life. This is how they tend to view things. So since they're looking at the disenfranchised, which is the minority, right? And they're looking at certain subgroups of people, they focus on that and they put a lot of effort into try to help those people out to an extent. They're very, helpful. One thing about if you get hurt, a woman to come over there to talk to you in a soft, this is better. A lot of nurses are women for a reason, right? That's just what they do. They go into those fields. They're social butterflies. So they're nurturing. So they have this nurturing aspect about them. And one side of this nurturing aspect is they look at the disenfranchised, but not only just look at them, that's like they prioritize the disenfranchised. So we can say if we separate the two, so you have the masculine, you got the feminine, man, woman, and the woman, she's more to prioritize the disenfranchised to a bit, and the minority. The men is kind of like, hey, it's not saying that we don't look at them. It's not like a priority. It's kind of like, life isn't fair. The world doesn't owe you understanding. Get out there and be the best version of yourself to get some understanding, right? It doesn't matter where you came from. We all came from some, crazy places and stuff like that. We all had bad upbringings. Don't matter. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get right, okay? That's more of like that masculine side. And when you have both, it creates a good balance. Now, when it goes too far left to one side, when it goes too far to one side, that's when you see the negative effects of things, because then you don't just have women let's look at the exception to things, but these women influence men to think like this too. And men are the enforcers. We enforce all the laws and the rights that we all have. So then you got men thinking this way too, and it's like, dang, yeah, the disenfranchised, these transgender people. Oh my gosh, this is like, they try to make it the rule and try to make it normal now. No, it's abnormal. So I say all of that to say, I think society now, we've adopted more of the feminine way of thinking and motives, and that's what's leading to the degradation of American culture, I would say, to accepting these abnormal things instead of, putting it in its right place. It's like, this is an exception, this is a disability, and these people need some help, and we should try to get them some help. But we should not try to say that this is right and this is okay. That's a totally different thing. Never say that it's right and it's okay. Let's just say that we understand you, that you need some help. Let's try to get you some help. But these people try to say that it's right and it's okay. So I think that's the difference between the two. All right, cool. All right, chat, let's get to some more stuff, man. We only been rocking for about an hour and a half. Has some technical difficulties, so I'm down to give y'all some time and have some people send me some clips. So send me some clips on Instagram, No Fugazi Podcast. If you want me to react to anything, I'll dedicate some more time to y'all tonight. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, we did get some people. Did someone? Okay. Can I get your take on this video? I don't agree, but what's your thought? Okay, we got someone that sent us a clip. Let me go ahead and check. And if you have any questions or comments, send in a super chat and I'll get to your chat. Okay, I know what I could do with this one. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, I'm just pulling up this one clip that someone sent me, but I gotta Send it here so it pulls up right. All right, let's get to it. All right, chat. We about to get into this next clip. Quick thing, bro. Listen, man. Update for y'all, for all the people that's in right now too. I will be doing the next stream will be this Sunday. The next man, you know what? I'll probably give y'all another stream Tuesday. So Tuesday we'll do another stream for y'all. And then Thursday as well, we'll do another stream for y'all. Let me see. Look at my calendar real quick. Okay, yeah, I'm giving y'all a stream on Tuesday and giving y'all a stream on Thursday as well. We'll do debate night on Tuesday, and the next stream would be on Thursday. That's what we're doing. So debate night Tuesday, and then the reaction stream, that's going to be on Thursday. Then we got the podcast that I'm doing with Marquette. That's going to be sometime this week or next week. I got to look at what date we set for that. But we're definitely ready to go ahead and push out some content for y'all. And going to have some special guests coming on the show as well for y'all too, man. So it's going to be dope. All right, let's go ahead and pull this clip up. Okay, already, let's see. We got men are not more logical than women. Let's see what this person says. And this clip was sent to me by a woman that said that she doesn't agree with it. I read her message. She said, I don't agree with it, but I want your take on it. So let's see.
Men are not more logical than women. They simply lack empathy in the aspect of if a man and a woman is arguing and the woman is giving the man points on why she's feeling a certain way and the man is giving the woman logic on why she shouldn't be feeling a certain way and he is not understanding why she is feeling that certain way. That doesn't mean that he is more logical and she's being more emotional. That simply just means that he is lacking empathy. Okay, so there are two types of empathy, right? There is cognitive empathy and there is emotional empathy. Now, cognitive empathy is when you fundamentally understand why a person is feeling a certain way. For example, if someone's daughter died, you can logically understand why they are feeling a certain way, right? Or if you get slapped in the face and that person gets mad, you can understand why they feeling that way, right? That's logical, right? So if your man isn't fundamentally understanding why you are feeling a certain way, that doesn't mean he's more logical. It's the opposite. That means he isn't being logical enough. Now, emotional empathy is when you are empathizing with a person because you are feeling the exact same way. For example, if someone died in the TV show, a character died, and all the other characters are crying, and you start crying.
Cool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop it there, give you my take on what he said thus far. Yeah, so this young man is confused. So he said men lack empathy. The example he gave is, you know, if someone gets into a situation and the woman is emotional and the man doesn't understand, empathy is putting yourself in someone's shoes to the degree where you gain understanding of how they feel. It doesn't mean that you feel exactly how you feel, but you gain some understanding. Also, the thing is, feelings are a you problem. You don't never truly know how someone feels. You don't never truly know how someone feels. Now, we all have a feeling towards certain things that we can relate to. We say, oh, I felt that way when I watched that. Or I had that similar feeling when I experienced that. So there's certain things that we can have we can be familiar with when it comes to said situation, said experience, said feeling. But when it comes to a relationship, that's not always the case, because your woman can be feeling a certain way and you may not actually understand exactly how she feels. So it doesn't mean that you lack empathy, because no one can fully understand how someone feels. The thing is that he's creating a confusion instead of going to the root of things. He's talking about the effects of things. And I'm going to play it some more, then I'm going to break it down for you even better.
You are empathizing with them because you are feeling the exact same emotion that they are feeling, which is grief, which is loss. Because you are feeling the same way, you understand why they are feeling the same way. So
once again, it's grief, which is loss. You understand how they are feeling. So then, because you've been, no, that isn't the case. If no one ever died in your family and someone had a family member that died, you've never experienced grief. So you don't truly know how someone feels. Now, let's say if someone did die in someone's family, someone did die in your family, and that person has experienced grief. What if you just didn't experience grief? What if you wasn't grieving? I had 3 family members died. Actually, more than that. Everyone, I've never cried during a death. I never experienced any grieving. This is not to say I didn't understand how my mother felt when her brother died, or my mother felt when her mother died, my grandmother died. No, I truly, understood how she felt, but I just wasn't grieving. So at the end of the day, it's not that men lack any empathy. No, it's that when situations happen, men are there to be the emotional stable ones. And I don't think that he understands this. You want to be stable. You want to be the rock in a relationship. So when the woman is experiencing some emotional grief or some emotional pain, some emotional discomfort, she can rely on you to be there, to be strong, instead of you breaking down with her. That's the worst thing a woman wants. She breaks down. She got no one because you broke down too. No, that's not how things go, man. But let's continue on.
The next time your man say, you are being illogical and emotional, tell him, no, you are being illogical, because you cannot logically understand why I am feeling a certain emotion. Remember, emotion and logic are 2 different things, right? Also, empathy and logic. Empathy is not an emotion.
Yeah, homie is speaking all backwards. And this is also a form of double speak as well, where they're speaking in a way to distort the truth. They'll sprinkle like a little bit of truth serum, but then the majority of it is just washed with like lies, which creates confusion. So as an individual, this was a TikTok video too, but as an individual, let me go ahead and close this. And whoever sent that in, thanks for sending it in. But I'll say this. As an individual in a relationship with someone, there should be clear understanding. And if someone doesn't understand, you should create and help out with them with their understanding. My emotions is my emotions. Your emotions is your emotions. I can truly never understand your emotions to 100%. But as a man in a relationship with a woman, I do understand these things, that you are, at times, you are going to be more emotional than me. You are probably going to act out on your emotions more than me. You are also going to experience negative feelings towards said situation more than me, because you're more neurotic. So neurotic means that women experience more negative emotions per unit of situation, right? So I have to understand this as a man. When he's speaking about logic, well, that's logic right there, where I understand that she's more emotional than me, and I understand that she needs a rock. She doesn't need another woman. She doesn't need another her in the relationship. She needs me in the relationship, and I'm the man in the relationship to give guidance. Emotions there's only a few good emotions. Let's be honest. People like him think about emotions so much they prioritize emotions. That's nonsense. What's a few good emotions? Joy, happiness, passion. You can feel passionate about something. There's a few good ones out there. Most of them are negative. But even those emotions, they're fleeting. They're up and down. So even the good ones are fleeting. You can experience it for a little bit, but you're never always in that state. You're never always in that state of happiness and feeling joy. No, you can get the most masculine, stoic man. He's never having the ability to regulate your emotions is not feeling emotions. It's feeling them, but knowing how to act when feeling them. So you feel them, but you just know how to act accordingly. You can process your life without dwelling and letting your emotions control your life. And that's what you teach your woman. That's what you teach your woman. You don't teach your woman, when my chick is being emotional, I understand that she's going to be more sensitive and, stuff like that. But my chick is very base because I instilled those things into her. But not only that, she came from a conservative family that instilled those things into her too. So at the end of the day, you have to, if you're a masculine man and you're a leader, you have to mold your woman into a way where she's able to regulate her emotions better than how she was prior to meeting you. And the only way that she'll be able to regulate her emotions is if you are the rock and you're not emotional as well with her. You can understand someone's emotions without being emotional. But what he's saying there is that, no, you shouldn't tell the woman, oh, you're just being emotional. You need to be logical. No, you do tell your woman that. Listen, baby, I understand how you're feeling right now, but get it together. So why are you dwelling on this thought? Why are you looking at the glass half empty? You should be grateful. Look at all of these positives. Let's just do this. For all the men out there that's in a relationship and your woman is being very emotional, where she's dwelling on some past emotions or some current emotions and putting it all on you, do this. Say, hey, honey, get a pen and a paper. Come here. Write down all the positive things in your life right now. And I want you to do is write down the negative things. Now, does these positive things outweigh the negative things? And 98% of people is going to be more positive things that outweigh the negative things, unless it's still, put it like this. You can get your legs and your arms chopped off. There's still more positives that outweigh the negatives. You breathing, ain't you? You here, ain't you? You didn't die. So it must be very positive. People have this way of viewing life. You just view it so negative. I got a new studio. Positive. Look at the lights behind me. They shining. My face is glowing. You get a chick in here. She got a brand new studio, but one thing goes wrong. She can have the same experience that Cooley got. Oh yeah, she could be a podcaster, knew this. But then one things go wrong and her show didn't come on or her friend canceled. It ruins her whole day. Look at the positive. You got a new studio. That's an example to shout out my new studio. But you get what I'm saying here, chat. You get what I'm saying. Stop looking at the glass half empty and look at the glass half full. That's how you got to look at it. It's all about how you perceive your human experience. And listen, with me, I'm always chilling. Always chilling. My mood is always like that. And y'all witnessed it, man. For 2 years, y'all witnessed me on a podcast with a panel of women, drinks being thrown on me. Me sitting there, take this little drink. I ain't even flinch. Because I understand that this chick is emotional and she suffered some trauma growing up. And that's the reason why she accepted a man that's out doing some stuff. And that's why she's, sleeping around with multiple men and having a relationship that's open on her end. So I understand that you suffer some trauma. This is why you're being emotional and you acting on me. But I'm not going to react, because then I would be just like you. And I'm much different than you. So anyways, I say that to say that the video that young lady sent in, that dude was dumb. Dumb. All right, let's, what else we got? Any other? Let's get to the super. I'm probably didn't even get no super chats in. Come on, man. What's going on with y'all? Support the channel. If y'all not sending in those super chats, I might as well wrap up. Okay, we got some more clips. I get to those. See where we at real quick. All right. He said, y'all funny. Yeah, man, I got the American flag back there, man. I see Scam Chan in here. You funny. Yeah, man. Y'all like the set. I know y'all got to be digging the setup, man. The setup is official. The setup is official. Okay. All right, let's pull up this. He sent me some clips, some supporter. I don't know if you can do both, but what is your take? Okay, let's see. Let me send this to my email real quick. Actually, you know what I should do is make sure these clips don't have any music in it. So let me play a little bit because I can't play any clips with music. Okay. I don't think that one has any music. What about this one? Yeah, they got like some music in the background. That's why I was playing it real soft. So may not get to those clips right now. I would try to find something else and get to it. Let me see something real quick. Check my other inbox to see if anyone else sent in anything. Okay, nothing there. Okay, someone sent in mad clips. What the? Oh, no, these aren't clips to react to. All right, chat. Well, listen, this podcast is No Fugazee, and I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Got a couple hundred people in here right now. Get the likes up before you exit stream. Get the likes up. Do this for me. Don't be a ninja watcher. Do this for me now. All right, so this podcast is No Fugazee. Like I said, next stream is going to be on Tuesday, doing some debates. Going to be an open debate panel. Then we got another reaction, some stuff that I'm going to be reacting to on Thursday. We got the podcast that I'm popping off, starting with Marquette, called The Commission, so tune in for that. And then, you know, we'll be doing maybe the next girl show. We'll probably get in, what is it, May? We'll probably get in 1 or 2 girl show for May, and then going in for the rest of the summer, maybe like once a month or once every 2 months for the girl show. So you can expect maybe 1 or 2 more girl show for this month. But all right, chat, this podcast is No Fugazi. I appreciate all of y'all that's been tuning in and watching tonight on this Sunday night. And yeah, peace. We out.
No Fugazi. Fugazi.
Gabby, off. You done. And you want to leave too? This is how our relationship goes. God over man, man over woman, woman over children.